businesses in Africa and Asia have an opportunity to participate in the Transformation program. Stanford Seed is looking for high potential CEOs and founders of established companies who are motivated for growth and based in Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia to participate in the 2023 Seed Transformation program. And joining us to talk about this live, we have Brian Hammond, who is the president of Stanford Seed Transformation Network, and Sade Olufemi Ayoola, who's a business transformation advisor with Seed as well. Thank you both for joining us. Very, very great to have you. We love talking about business transformation for SMEs and so on and so forth. So tell us what it's about.
Thank you, Rotis, for having us on the show. So Stanford Seed, really the program is the flagship program for Stanford Seed. And Stanford Seed is initiative of the Stanford Global Business School. And what we really are about is helping established entrepreneurs to scale and to grow so that they are able to provide economic prosperity and social impact, contribute socially to their society.
Oh, okay, great stuff. And how have, as far as Nigerian businesses are concerned, even across the continent, have they performed after being part of the program?
So we've usually had a lot of positive reports. We run impact reports that show that across the participants, if we compare them with the market that they come from, take for instance, in terms of revenue, they usually do like 6 times, they outperform the market from which they come by 6 times that performance. And we also have realized that in terms of the job creation, it's about 10 times more than the market from which they've been drawn. So we usually have a lot of positive impact. We have them raising funds, growing and scaling, and that has been across all the indices that we've been checking for.
Well, they certainly look happy in the videos that we're playing right now. What's the plan for the participants after they complete the program?
So I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
In Stanford Seed, we don't believe in just supporting them through the program alone, and that's one of the things that makes it so unique. We end up introducing them to the alumni, which is kind of like the network. So they get into the Stanford Network program. And in the Stanford Network program, you have business leaders who have seen that, done that, experienced that, who support them. They get experienced coaches who support them in their businesses. They also have interns from Stanford also supporting to ensure that the businesses continue to grow, to ensure that the businesses continue to scale. So it's not just about the program for us, and I think that's one of the things that makes participating on the Stanford Transformation Program very unique. We are with our business leaders every step of the way, just to ensure that they're able to deliver on their vision, and then they're able to impact in bigger and better ways that not only make sense for the companies, but also for the societies in which they operate in.
Cheers to that. So how can interested businesses participate?
Okay.
It's simple. I'll hand it over to
Brian.
Brian.
Brian, get in here. Yeah.
All right. Thanks again for having us. So if you'd like to apply for the Stanford Seed program, you could go to our website. That's Seed, SEED.Stanford, as in Stanford University.
Right.
.edu. That's seed.stanford.edu. There's an application form there. You'll see all the criteria there as well, because like any good leadership or business program, you need to get the right set of people who you know will succeed.
Yeah.
In this case, the really best leaders in Nigeria, across Africa, Southern Asia as well. Yeah, so go there, check out the website. There's, you'll see there's a minimum revenue requirement as well.
Yeah.
Because it's not for startups. There's many people
already
in the startup
doing that.
space. Yes, so it starts at $300,000, which today is about 125 million naira.
Yeah.
And up to just a bit over 6 billion naira. So if you earn, 150 million naira or even 5 billion naira, you qualify. And if you're in this revenue range, you probably do have a business, so you're just dying to scale and grow and hire lots of people, thousands of people, spread out all over Africa, which is what the program is about, so we can create jobs and end cycle of global poverty in Africa and Asia.
We're with you on that. As far as connecting for the workshops, information sessions, how does that work out?
Okay, I'll speak about that as well.
Yeah.
So we have an info session on Thursday here in Lagos. Okay. So there's a Stanford Seed info session at 5 o'clock at Spice Route in Victoria Island. Yeah. It's a restaurant, but we're having the event there. So to register for that, you can contact, we have an administrator.
Okay.
You can reach her at, let me get the details. Okay,
well, a whole lot of data, a whole lot of business.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for her details.
Yeah.
You can, there's another session as well.
Yeah.
Stratton Hotel.
Okay.
In Abuja, the 10th of May. We'll both be there as well.
Okay.
And other
so
Stanford Seed business leaders.
Yeah.
So Stratton Hotel, 10 a.m. In Asokoro, Abuja. That's on Saturday.
Okay.
And the Lagos one, like I said, the Spice Route, 5 p.m. this Thursday. So please register and attend if you have a qualifying company.
Okay.
So we have an administrator, wonderful administrator.
That's doing the work.
Falakemi.
Yeah.
So please contact her on, and this is a WhatsApp number as well.
Our phone's about to blow up. Go right ahead.
Yes. 0810 519 6751. That's 0810 519 6751. And if you'd rather email, please email us at sstnnigeria@gmail.com.
All right.
That's sstnnigeria@gmail.com. So this is to register for the info sessions where they're coming for the Lagos one, Thursday at Spice Route, Abuja, 14th of May. And she'll send you the registration link. We'd love to see you there. We'll both be there.
Definitely.
And other Stanford Seed members. You'll hear testimonies.
Yeah.
You'll meet lots of other people interested in the program. So it's a chance for networking as well.
Networking is always great. What are any trends you've observed over the past few years of hosting this program? Is it dominated by tech firms, for instance? Or what's the mix that you've noticed?
Okay, I'll let you speak about that.
Right, sure. So as you probably know, the Stanford Seed program is not just localized in West Africa. So we have in East Africa, we have in South Africa, we also have in South Asia. And when we look at because we always get like an impact report, of course, the pandemic has also fast-tracked a lot of applications from tech-based organizations, which is a great thing because it's not just about growth. Growth can be cancerous if it is not structured and if it is not intentional. So we do have more tech companies also showing interest in the program, applying, which is a great thing. But then again, it cuts across all the sectors. We have right from mining down to agriculture, down to human resources, right down to manufacturing. We have every industry that you can think of on the continent represented on the program.
Okay. Brian, how much of, you've talked of how well these companies do after they're done with the program and so on, which is great. The economic environment, you're in Asia, you're in Africa, so you're on different continents. How much of a role does the economic environment play in the success of these businesses, I guess, going forward, from your observation?
Okay, thanks for that. So like any company, especially in emerging markets, we have different risks, different kind of cost structures compared to a company in the West. For example, we have much higher inflation. You've seen what's happened this year. Food prices are really high. They skyrocketed. Energy costs are very, very high, extremely high. So one of the things the program does is within the program, we learn how to work in these environments, optimize, and then also solve some of these problems. So for example, my company, IMC Plantations, is a food company. We make palm oil. Indonesia
recently cut off exports, didn't they? Yeah, so that's all
an opportunity.
Right, I guess so. Yeah.
So as an example, if a company like mine, Oil Palm Plantation, takes advantage of the program, collaborates with other people, the program helps you raise money as well. You scale, you improve food security in your country. We have companies in the energy sector as well, other food companies, healthcare. So when things like the Ukraine crisis and large inflation happen in a country, it makes you think again, what am I providing the kind of service the country really needs that can create jobs? And am I able to sell it at the right price as well? Because you have to make a profit. Stanford Seed is for market-driven companies. And then it's also important that we can engage with the government to help us with policies to make our businesses successful.
Absolutely.
All right. So you got all types of links from private sector, public sector, and so on. You've mentioned the pandemic. I think Brian just mentioned the war in Ukraine. Those hurdles, I guess the program equips the businesses to be able to be nimble enough to handle those kinds of issues from the pandemic to this war that's going on right now.
I'm glad you asked, because one of the things that will always happen is there'll always be something interesting happening on the continent in any part. So one of the things that you can be guaranteed of as a business leader is not to think limitations because of the problems, but to think of how to navigate, how to walk outside of the problems, to look at problems as opportunities for growth and not the reason for whatever the limitations are. And that's one of the things that Stanford helps to connect those dots so that you begin to see beyond the immediate obstacles to potential possibilities and the things that you can actually do to leverage and scale to the next level.
Great stuff. Very, very practical and very based on realities. Brian, earlier you mentioned the revenue. I think it was a threshold, $300,000, about $120 million. That's, I guess, that shouldn't be viewed as a barrier in any sort of way, right? It's to ensure that you've got a flow of businesses that can be assisted going forward. Is that the logic there?
Yeah, so the Stanford Seed program is not for startups or usually companies in year one that don't have sales, or maybe they're just designing a product. To get the best out of the program, you need to have proven, you can sell whatever you're selling. That's partly why the revenue target is there. You have a decent number of staff, management as well, because it's not just the business owner that goes through the program. Your management staff will go through the program as well. So you're not really taking full advantage of it. And Stanford Seed has learned it is with the full engagement and buy-in of your management staff and the leader that the business will grow and thrive and do well. Because imagine if it's just the CEO or founder that comes back to the company trying to explain all these things he learned in 1 year. Yes, he wouldn't even probably be able to do it properly or have the time. So when management are involved from the beginning and your staff, you understand the vision, you have the culture, you might even have to adapt your culture. You're more engaged with the company and so on. So it's for companies within that range to really have the most impact. And like we were speaking about before the show, there's actually a lot of money and initiatives for startups anyway.
Already, gotcha, right. So you have to differentiate yourself. Just finally, you mentioned the pandemic earlier. Is it virtual? Is it mixed physical? How does that work? How does that work out?
So again, we practice what we preach, and we try to respond to the realities in our environment. When the pandemic hit, before the pandemic, it was fully in person, but when the pandemic hit, we had to go virtual, but we're also coming back into a hybrid mode. So for the forthcoming program, you would have elements that are online, but definitely we also have components of the program that you will have in person, and we are always responsive. So it's not just virtual alone.
Excellent stuff. It's been great talking to you both. Thursday, Saturday, folks, businesses can meet up with you two.
Lagos and Abuja.
Exactly, Lagos and Abuja. And so, seat of power in Abuja, commercial capital here in Lagos. Thank you so much, Brian Hammond, President of Stanford Seed Transformation Network, and also Sade Olufemi Ayoola, Business Transformation Advisor. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us, Reuters.
All right.